What's up, everybody? Welcome into my final upload of the day. It's a mind blowing fact, and it's pretty dark. But just been thinking about football, college football specifically, and shout out to EA Sports for ruining my whole summer. Yeah, I know first world problems, but hey, they're my problems. I didn't choose the first world; it chose me. But this is basically unplayable. I can't even get through a game without some type of game-breaking bug that literally makes it impossible to finish the game. And I paid $100 for it. I'm very bitter about that. But I was curious earlier, what was college football like in like I just insert random years. I just like to look up random stuff. And man, just like a bonus fact, I guess. Like, do people even know what college football was like in the very beginning, like 1869? It wasn't even really. It was football, but it wasn't football. It's basically just soccer, and there were 25 guys on either side of the ball, and you couldn't touch the ball with your hands. You had to kick it into a goal type thing. There were no end zones, and it was very physical, obviously, but it's kind of like a mix between rugby and soccer. But do people even know that or think about that? Like, it wasn't the football we know of today. And after 1860s, I typed in what was football like in 1910, and the result was like a bunch of safety regulations were about to come into play because of so many deaths in 1909. I was like, deaths, because like deaths in football is unheard of today, like on the field, and yeah, 10 players died in 1909 alone. 38 seriously injured. That's the mind blowing fact, and just maybe I miss the violence. I'm very honest, candid about this stuff. Yeah, I just say whatever. It's just a YouTube channel. But yeah, I miss the violence. I put in a description the other day on my last college football 27 upload that my favorite part of football is the violence. And because I don't have any violence in my life, but having controlled violence on watching on TV or whatever and something like that, it's pretty cathartic. It's very it's a nice release. I like to watch those guys beat the hell out of each other. Always have, always will. The game's soft now, but But anyways, let's read about some real football. College football in 1909 was a brutal, low-scoring game defined by dangerous mass formations where players locked together in wedges to bulldoze through defenders. I wish I could see what that looked like. The sport was extremely hazardous. Not just dangerous, hazardous. In 1909 alone, you see the smile on my face. I'm a sick dude. In 1909 alone, 10 college players died and 38 were seriously injured. Dangerous plays and equipment. The flying wedge. Players' linked arms are closed and charged as a massive wall, causing brutal collisions. There was no face mask. The helmets were just that little leather thing. No, the pads were very basic. I'm sure if there were pads, man. Loose ball rules. Any punt that hit the ground became a live ball that anyone could dive on. This led to piles of players fighting fiercely for the ball. I feel like I've seen that in like those old football movies. Minimal padding. Players wore canvas uniforms and head harnesses were optional. Many players refused to wear helmets because they were heavy and made it hard to hear. Man, these dudes were nuts. Game rules and scoring. Field goals. The 3-point field goal was introduced that year. Previously, it was worth 4 points. Touchdowns were worth 5 points, and extra points were worth 1 point. Game length. Games were split into two 35-minute halves. No forward pass, of course. The forward pass existed, but strict rules made it very risky to use. Teams relied mostly on rushing the ball. What year did the forward pass come in? Like 1906, 07? I can't remember, but it was very close to this. It was new. The season in teams, Yale dominance. The Yale Bulldogs finished undefeated 10-0 and were crowned the consensus national champions. I guess one more bonus fact. I was reading a lot about college football earlier. The first team was Rutgers. That's where college football was born. It's called New Jersey College or something like that. College of New Jersey. I didn't think it was going to be Rutgers. I thought it was going to be like a team like maybe like I don't know, like Notre Dame or something like historic team like that. You think it'd been there for a while, but anyways, regional changes because of the danger. Actually, I would have thought it would have been Michigan because of the danger. California schools stopped playing American football entirely and switched to rugby. The high death toll in 1909 sparked a national crisis, which forced major rule changes in 1910 to make a game safer. The game safer. But hey, what do they say? Every regulation is written in a worker's blood. We never would have got those rule changes if those players didn't die. So thank you for your sacrifice and making the game safer. But man, I wish I could have seen what that looked like. That is insane.